Kitty say, well, we say hello. I'm gonna I'm gonna try and get this thing set up. Here we go. Get this thing set up so I can follow along and follow along and nope, let me turn the volume down on that. Yeah, I haven't figured out a way to to follow along with the live chat uh, while I'm filming with my phone. So I've got another phone that's tuned to the channel so that I can see the chats as they come up, because it's like the most important thing for me is to interact with you guys. That's the reason why I do YouTube in the first place. One reason is because I genuinely enjoy the process of making videos, like learning new things about editing and I want to get better at live streaming where I can put up overlays. Like I would love to know how uh to put an overlay up that shows the weather in Tagaytay this morning and share that with you. But I can walk over here out to the window. You can see it's pretty foggy this morning. I think it's calling for like some drizzly day, and it's nice and cool. I think it's probably right around maybe 70 degrees this morning. It might be a touch cooler, but it feels good. Like I am definitely enjoying the weather. Uh, the the topic of this live stream, and of course that's liable to change, is when people come on. Like you guys, feel free to talk about whatever you want. Like this isn't a one-way conversation. Like I'm here to connect to you guys. Oh yeah, I was talking about why I do YouTube. Uh, with number one being, I enjoy the process, but the other reason is, I just want to connect to people and share in their lives, let them share in mine, and you know hopefully enjoy life together. Which brings us to the topic of this live stream, which is staying positive in the Philippines. Um, it definitely applies to anywhere else in life, but I'm going to touch on my philosophy about staying positive and as it applies to the Philippines specifically. If if you've if you live in the Philippines, or if you have watched a lot of content about the Philippines from expats, foreigners that move over here to live full time, and a lot of them come over with a negative attitude. And like, I don't mean that to be disparaging of anybody. Like, I completely get why some people are negative, but I genuinely want everybody to be happy, live their best lives. And there is no way that you can have a happy life with a negative attitude. Like, if you're spending your energy finding stuff to complain about, to not like then that is time and energy spent away from finding things that you do like, and energy spent on being happy and enjoying yourself. It's it's a shame that, and I feel bad when I see people that are living their lives like that. It's um anyway, I just want people, you know, to be happy, whatever happiness looks like to them. So, in regards to the the Philippines, oh, hey, Susie says hello from Arkansas. Susie is my sister. Hey, Susie. But I was saying, like, I'll give an example. Uh, a lot of things that expats complain about is Filipino time, which is, if you have an appointment for, say you have a date, like you meet a girl and you decide you want to go on a date, and you say, oh, we can meet at this restaurant at 7 o'clock, and then you're sitting there at 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock, and she's just now showing up. A lot of people's mindsets have the view, it's personal. It's like, this person doesn't respect my time, this person doesn't respect me. And I can understand why some people would have that viewpoint, but you always have to think about the mindset of another person. You know, I believe, and this is just my belief, that the reason why, specifically in a date situation, why a woman would do that is because they're trying to gauge what type of person you are in a real life scenario. Like, I think they know it's, not cool to be late, but they want to see, do you have patience? Do you think that I am worth the time to wait for me? Like, how do you feel about me? You know, when I'm not perfect, when I anyway, I think you understand what I'm saying. Like, you know, people aren't perfect. Women aren't perfect, and women want to find a man that, will accept their imperfections and be patient and understanding, everything that you should be as a man, or a lot of the things that you should be as a man, women get to find out on that first date. And so, instead of uh, complaining about it and, getting a negative attitude towards the other person, then try and put yourself in their shoes and, you know, just be positive. So, like, something might have happened. I came across a situation this morning. I went to go. Is this thing not following me? Hey, get with the program, buddy. I'm over here. All right. I'm talking to my gimbal, and I do that often. Uh, if you've ever seen the movie Iron Man, and Tony Stark has the robot arm that is his, like, assistant. That's my gimbal. I I talk to it sometimes. It doesn't do what I want it to do, and you know, and it's kind of, so it's kind of like, you get what I'm saying. it's I have fun, talking to my gimbal. It's my little buddy, especially when there's, not a lot of people watching. I have to have some way to entertain myself, and my little robot cameraman is entertaining to me at some point at some times. But I was talking about this morning. I went to all right, confession time. I went to go buy a pack of cigarettes. I know if you've watched my videos that I was supposed to be quitting smoking, and like I went 2 weeks without a cigarette, and not going to go into a lot of details, but I had a lot of stress in my life, and I picked it up again, and I promise you that that I'm going to be quitting again. Did you stop following me again? Let me fix that. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on, buddy. There we go. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna to give it another go at quitting smoking, and definitely appreciate you guys' support and encouragement in that. And I'm always going to be honest with you, and uh, and let you guys keep me accountable. And I started rambling, and I got to go back to what my original story was. Was this morning I went down to 7-Eleven to buy a pack of cigarettes, and I gave the lady uh, money for the cigarettes, and she gave me my change, and I was walking out. It was so the cigarettes were like 198 pesos, which is um, I don't know what that doing quick conversion. It's like $3, and anyway, uh, less than $4. It's $3 and something, and maybe 320. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, I gave her 1,000 pesos, so it was you know below less than 200 pesos for cigarettes, and and she gave me my change. I'm walking out, and I looked like she had only given me like 700 pesos instead of 800, and I turned around, went back with the money in my hand, and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and gave me another 100 pesos, and I'm like, "That's okay, no worries, everything's cool," and walked out and continued to enjoy my day. Well, I know that a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but there are some people that would automatically view that as, oh, this woman is trying to scam me and keep 100 pesos, and like probably spend half their day thinking about how this person, was trying to scam them or whatever it was. And at the end of the day, like I wasn't out anything. I mean, sure, you know, I had to notice the mistake myself, but when I just had the mindset that, hey, maybe this lady just, made a mistake, and just let it go, and moved on with my life, being happy, is a much better thing to do than spending half of your day being upset about something that honestly didn't affect your life overall, and you just let it go and move on. Like it looks like I got somebody coming into the chat. Okay, Rachel Chadwick says, "Hey, Uncle Ray." Hey, Rach. It's good to see you. Uh, Janet is here. Hey, Janet. Why'd you- Yeah, Janet, I would put you as maybe maybe I can see you like on your next comment. Then I'll put you as a moderator on the channel. I'm still getting used to being, since I'm doing it on my phone, and whenever I reach up to hit the comment, my little robot friend moves the camera all around. So so yeah, I'm glad you agree, Janet, that it like it's always best to just stay positive. Like, you can only control one person in your life. One. That's you, yourself. And what is let's see, hold on. I think I got something happening here. Add as moderator. Uh Wait, come back here. Stop doing weird stuff. There we go. Did that do it? Yeah, okay. I think I just added you as a moderator. Hey, Ronald. Ronald Stevens says, "Hey, hi Ray. About 9 minutes late, but glad I found you. Man, I'm glad you found me too. I'm glad you stopped by. Uh, I'm just here, just talking about, you know, staying positive, and you can only control yourself and no one else. And so, how you interact with the world, how you choose to view things is always completely up to you. It's all in your control. You have complete control over your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. I know people will say, oh, well, you don't control your feelings because other people can say something that makes you mad or whatever. And there's some truth to some extent in that. But the thing is, like, if someone says something to make you mad, that makes you mad, then you choose whether to stay in that state or find a reason to not be mad anymore. Whether it's, in the extreme cases, get that person out of your life, move on. Like, you don't have to surround yourself with people that bring negative energy to your life. Like, find people you know, that give you positive energy and give positive energy back to them, and feed off each other, and live your life in a way that enhances and improves other people's lives, the people around you. Like, it is my genuine desire to give even a little bit of happiness to everyone I meet. If it's at all possible, if there's any kind of interaction, I want them to be glad that that interaction took place, that they leave feeling good about themselves. Well, we're getting a lot of comments. Let me catch up. Janet said you will do just fine. Have fun with it, dear. Thank you, Janet. I'm learning, and I'll get better at it. I just probably probably the hardest thing is you know talking to you guys, and I don't mean that as I don't like talking to you, but you know uh, I'm talking to each and every one of you guys, but I'm talking to my phone on my robot buddy here, so you're not actually in the room, and being able to have a genuine connection through a a medium where I can't actually see you sometimes can be challenging. You know, but let me get back to some of these comments. Let's see. Let's see, what do you know? Okay, oh, thank you. We are colleagues. Yes, Janet. Janet Ray, you have a beautiful smile. It reflects your heart. Don't change your core for others. Yeah, there's no way, Janet. I'm definitely gonna stay real to myself. I have a saying that, if you are always exactly the person that you are, like truly yourself, then you're going to naturally attract the people that are supposed to be in your life. If you're putting on airs or trying to fit in with a crowd, then that's not the crowd for you. If you have to try to do something that's not your normal character to be around people, then you shouldn't be around those people. You should just be yourself, and you're going to you're going to find the people that you're supposed to be around. And I'm glad you complimented my smile, Janet, but honestly, I really don't like it. Like one day after I, save up some money, I'm probably going to do a video about it, about, going to the dentist in the Philippines and, my journey from getting this to something that I feel good about. I haven't really felt good about my smile for a long time. When I was a kid, probably around 12 years old, uh, I used to have like really bad acne, and the doctor prescribed tetracycline. And if you look up tetracycline, one of the effects, I don't think they knew it then, but over time they found out that it permanently yellows your teeth, and it's from like the inside. So like bleaching, whitening, like none of that would change. It's just like no matter what I do, then my teeth were going to be yellow, and they've been that way, you know, my whole life. Like before I started smoking or drinking coffee or doing anything that would stain my teeth, they were already stained from within. I've never liked it. And then also, like my wisdom teeth kind of grew in sideways, so it pushed my teeth together and made them overlap and snaggly. I got a snaggle tooth, and anyway, I've never really liked my teeth, and it's definitely much cheaper to get your teeth fixed in the Philippines, and I'm gonna save up money and do that for myself, and probably make a video of my journey in loving my smile again, you know, uh, going over the costs and the procedures. But I'm rambling again. Let me get to the comments. Let's see. Ronald Stevens said, I liked your food selections for your trips over to the PI. Pinto beans, black eyed peas, and lima beans. Where's the cornbread? Well, I'll tell you what, Ronald, check me out, because um, I, I, I was kind of mistaken about how easy it might be to find cornmeal in the Philippines. But boom, like I had to go on Lazada, but I ordered me some cornmeal, and of course I don't have an oven, so I can't make regular cornbread. But I'm gonna mix up and season the cornmeal and make some hot water cornbread. I'll probably do a video on that too, making hot water corn. I mean, it's simple. It's just like seasoned cornmeal, hot water, and oil. but I can, when I made those black eyed peas the other day, that I was thinking, I said, that I had rice, of course, but I was thinking, oh, this would, some hot water cornbread would go really good with these black eyed peas. And I didn't have any. I actually went to the grocery store. There's a Robinson's. It's walking distance I go to, looking for cornmeal. They had like cornstarch, but that's not, that's not cornmeal. So anyway, then I went on Lazada and got it delivered. If anybody's watching this and doesn't know what Lazada is, it's basically like, the Amazon in the Philippines. I do order from Amazon too, but the thing with Amazon delivering to the Philippines, like you can't really order food items like to the Philippines. Um, but you know, I'll probably do a video on online shopping in the Philippines at some point too. I've got so many ideas for videos, and I'm definitely welcome to, suggestions from you guys on, what you would like to see a video about. But let me get back to the comments. I'm just rambling on. Janet says, "Yep, they are a vexation to a calm spirit." Yes, yes, Janet. People can definitely do that, but you've got to find your peace within, your calmness, and you know don't let anybody steal your joy. Um, Janet says, "Please support by watching this new channel. You won't be disappointed." Thank you for being my cheerleader, Janet. I appreciate it. I've been so excited. Uh, the last video I did, it was basically a budget video, and people I kind of teased it in my video about having when I walked around my condo complex, telling all my viewers that I was going to be doing a budget video, and I would understand if you didn't watch it, because I mean there's so many budget videos, but the reason there's so many budget videos is because there's always a demand for budget videos in the Philippines. Like, people are curious about what it would take for them to change their lives and move over here. And I want to support anybody's decision and help them however I can, to make the best decision for life. Anyway, my point is, there's always a demand. And my last video, the last time I checked, I think it was around 4,500 views, which, you know, uh, my previous best video got maybe 500 views. So like it's only been, not even 2 days. So like, I'm really excited about that, and excited that, I'm going to have new people to interact with. Like I said, the reason I do this is for, the fun of editing the videos, and also, getting to connect to people, which, let me get back to connecting people by getting in these comments. Consider StreamYard for visual effects. I agree, Janet. I've done research about StreamYard. My problem is I haven't gotten a good laptop yet, and and you know using using my setup with my little robot friend following me around. Um, I like that setup, but I do want to be able to do more in the live stream in the future, and whenever I get a laptop that's going to help me with editing and all kinds of stuff. Like, I have a laptop, but it's not it's not good. I'll just leave it at that. um, but Yes, Janet, I'm definitely gonna have StreamYard in the future. Let's see. Janet said that's true. Also, lead in respect of your character and others goes a long way. Yeah, I mean, whether like I'm gonna always treat people as much as I can. I mean, we're all human. We all slip. We all, you know, uh, make mistakes. As long as we recognize those mistakes in ourselves and strive to improve, that's all you can do. But what I was saying is, I always try to treat people with kindness and respect. And if if they don't if they don't respond to that, if they don't get the positive feeling that I want them to have, that like I can't control that. You can't control other people. You just have to feel good in yourself that you are, you know, genuinely caring and find your blessing in that. And if other people, you know, don't get the blessing that you want to be in their lives, then that's okay. You just have. I always say, like, if you see someone that's homeless or poor on the street, and I'm not going to make this overly religious, but the Holy Spirit or your inner voice, if you're not religious, speaks to you, convicts you, then you give to that person, and that's your blessing of being, you know a blessing to others. That's a blessing in itself. And no matter what that person uses that blessing for, that's between them and God. They could someone could go off and do drugs with that money, or do something bad with that money. That's not on you. If you give with a generous heart, then that's your blessing. And what happens after that is beyond your control, and you shouldn't worry about it. And anyway, I'm rambling about that. Let's see. Uh, that's true. Also, respect it. Janet says, "I think you cute, and I'm married." Truth. Thanks, Janet. Uh, I I think I'm cute too. Just kidding. But I I just try to be myself, and you know I I think I think beauty comes from uh, a lot of beauty comes from people's attitudes. And I'm hoping the cuteness that you're seeing as me is like my genuine uh, loving attitude exuding out. If anyway, let me go back to my comments. Janet, that tetracycline, I hate it. Yeah, I mean, of course, I was a kid, I didn't know, and honestly, I don't think at that time the adults knew either. You know, like all of the effects. Uh, but Janet says, "Yep, I'm wearing retainer at 69." Well, it's like it's never too old to love your smile. That's or improve yourself. Okay, Ronald Stevens said, I could never find self-rising cornmeal there in the 80s, so the cornbread was always flat. Yeah, that's probably true. I don't even know if the cornmeal that I got was self-rising or not. But honestly, that doesn't matter if you're making hot water cornbread. So, as long as, I can make some hot water cornbread, which I honestly I like better than traditional cornbread anyway, with the exception of you know uh, maybe like what with like the black eyed peas that I made, because I always, like, in my bowl I'll crumble up the cornbread and let all that juices, all the pot liquor, that's what they call the bean juice, is pot liquor. Let all that pot liquor soak into that cornbread and eat it. Oh, that's the best. But also, oh, with greens, like some turnip greens with some crumbled up cornbreads, and let that turnip green juice soak. Oh, it's good stuff. Let's see, where are we at in here? Uh, Rich H. Hi Ray, just watched your live stream, I guess last night. I'm planning to come over there early next year. How did you decide where to move to there? Okay, so I came to visit the Philippines um, a year before I actually moved to the Philippines, and I definitely suggest that you should do that. You should, you know, experience the Philippines, before packing up your life. Um, and I'm not saying that there's anything that you might regret, but you know, uh, you definitely have to come to the Philippines with a positive attitude. Like, it'll make all the difference in the world, uh, because anywhere anywhere you go, you can find things to complain about. And if that's your attitude, that you're looking for things to complain about, you'll definitely find those things in the Philippines. You'll find those things anywhere you go in life. If you Anyway, I'm starting to ramble on that same subject of positive attitude again. But to finish answering your question, I've visited the Philippines, and one thing that I found um, was I was hot. Like, whenever I was in the Navy, I had heat stroke and passed out, from heat. And ever since that time, um, I've found that, you know, I'll get overheated, and it takes me longer to cool back down. It's like my internal thermostat is stick is stuck. Um, so whenever I got back to the U.S. from my first visit, I started researching cooler places to live in the Philippines, and it led me to basically narrow down to two choices, which was Tagaytay, which is where I live, and Baguio, which is north of Manila. And they both had their positive, their pros and cons. And I did a lot of research on both, and it seemed to me, and I can't say with certainty because I've never visited Baguio, but from what I had researched from other people, it seemed like Baguio was a little bit more of a tourist destination than Tagaytay, and I wanted a little more quiet kind of lifestyle. And I've got to say, like, Tagaytay has definitely fit that bill, because you know during the week, like, it's super quiet. Like, you're a lot of times, if you go into like a tourist type restaurant, like, you're the only person there. And and you know it, so it's laid back, definitely way laid back during the week, and then it gets busier on the weekend. But by that time, I welcome it. I get to see new people and talk to new people, and it's never really so busy that like the traffic is backed up, and very very rarely that happens. So you know, I definitely enjoy the vibe of Tagaytay, and you know, like I believe you can find some place in the Philippines that you vibe with. There's, you know, there's options all over the place that you know you'll be able to integrate yourself into and be happy. I really believe that. Where we at? Oh, and Rich, hey, I appreciate you, you know, watching my channel, and you know, I hope to continue interacting with you in the future. Let's see, Janet. I keep saying Janet and let y'all know. In his service, God is Janet. So, Janet, from what I can see, your content is of an inspirational nature. It adds to YouTube. Lord knows a lot of these trolls need redemption of personal character. I I hear you, Janet. And like if Janet, if you go through like if you looked at my latest video, the one where I got so many views about, you know, um, how much does it really cost to live a comfortable life in the Philippines? And you know, I of course got, you know, some negative comments like, "Oh no, not another budget video," blah 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 blah. And I think, and hopefully, like because I respond uh, to every single comment that I get. As soon as I see that I have a comment, then you know that's why I do this, is to interact with people. So anyway, I respond to those comments, and I always try um, to be positive towards people that say this, like they don't know me, and you know they're making an assumption based on, you know, all of the expat vloggers they've seen, and they might be jaded and, you know, cynical about YouTube, you know, expat YouTube vloggers in the Philippines. Like maybe they've had bad experiences, and you know, uh, whether it's right or wrong, they're prejudging me before, you know, they've saw more videos and maybe get to see a little more of my character. And so you know, I'm not gonna, you know, respond to negativity with negativity. It just builds on itself, and like it doesn't make the world a more positive place, you know, throwing negativity back at each other. So um yeah, I don't mind the trolls. Like I appreciate them giving me a comment. It helps boost, you know, my interaction, my I don't know what the word for the YouTube algorithm for, you know, engagement, helps my engagement. So bring on the engaging trolls. Let's see. Ronald Stevens says, Ray, do you have anything or any place to compare it to Gaitai to? It's on my list for milder climates there, but I've never been to the south in Luzon. Yeah, and you know, I mean, I don't know what I could compare to Gaitai to. Let me see if I can take this. I'm gonna take this follow off and see if I can give you a view of what I'm looking at here. Let's see. There we go. So this is looking out my window, like uh, it's you know really green, and I'm you know I'm not on the volcano view side. You know I'm on the, I guess, the green belt view side at my condo, and like put this back in follow mode. Come on, where you at? Find me. And like it's green. And one thing that I noticed, you know, when I came to Tagaytay, was that it was a lot cleaner. And like, I'm not trying to disparage like any other place in the Philippines, but there, just being open and honest, there are places, where there's litter on the street, and that, I don't know, that bothers me. Uh, in a like, I always say I'm a little bit CDO, which is OCD in alphabetical order, the way it should be. And I'm not OCD to the point of turning on and off the lights a certain amount of time or anything like that, but just little things, like if I saw like uh an electrical outlet that was a little bit crooked on the wall, yeah, like I would have to fix that. That's like if it's not you know straight up and down or parallel, then it would just bother me every time I saw it. So with that in mind, like seeing like litter on the side of the road, just is like nails on a chalkboard for me. I'm rambling again, but when I came was coming from Manila and coming down into Gaitai, things just seemed to get more and more uh, clean, for lack of a better word. And I still see occasional litter here and there, but being a tourist town, they you know keep up appearances, you know much better. So I kind of got to rambling, and let's see. So I don't know if that answered your question. It's also kind of convenient. Uh, you know, you're kind of a midway point between Manila. If you have to go to the big city for something, whether it's a medical reason, or go to the embassy or whatever, you know it it's something you could do within a day, go there and then come back fairly reasonably. And then if you wanted to go somewhere else, another island, and you didn't want to fly, like you could go down to Batangas and to the port there, and um, take off on a ferry. So I find it's pretty convenient location, not being too close to either one of those places, but being able to access either one of those places if needed. Uh, let's see. Janet says, from what I can see, your content is of an inspirational nature. That's okay. Yeah, I read that. Ronald, I read that. Um, all you can hope, Janet says, all you can hope is that your dialogue of positive content influences others. God will guide you, right? Thank you, Janet. Yeah, you know, sure. I hope that my positivity rubs off on other people in even a small way, but I can't control that. I mean, like I said, you can only control one person, and you know, uh, be positive because that's how you want to be. Whether it affects anybody else, that's not my concern. I just like, I'm going to be positive whether other people are or not. God, I am implanted. You are the mercenary representative. You're the appointed soldier of God. Get me? I hear you, Janet. I hear you. Yeah. Yes, cute is reflection of soul. They say the eyes are the reflection of the soul, and I actually, I'm. Let me catch up with the comments and remind me. I'll tell you a story about eyes are the reflection of the soul. It involves a celebrity. Okay. one must adapt to the culture, take good with bad. If good outweighs and make move, these things can take time as well as culture adjust. That's right, Janet. Uh, Scott and I's world, and uh, okay, Scott and I's world. You know, you guys can click on their comment and uh, subscribe to their channel. But Scott and I's world said, "Hello, Janet and Ray. All the budgets are unique to the individual." Yeah, that's true. And whenever I made my budget video, I tried to keep in mind by making the budget as ranges and um, not just a strict, you know, you spend this much here and this much here, but you know, ranges and the different lifestyles that people might have, um, so that they can adapt the budget to whatever best fits them. Only job is to guide you exactly. These individuals want a reaction. Yeah, I mean, you know, trolls troll because that's how they get enjoyment in life. And you know, I'm not here to judge. Like honestly, and this is the truth. I mean, your natural instinct would be, you know, I feel sorry for people that are like that. But at the end of the day, if doing that brings them actual happiness, then I'm okay with it. Like whatever, you know, whatever brings someone else happiness. If you know, if you wanna make fun of my bald head or make fun of my teeth, if if that makes you happy, then I'm here for it. You know, I'm gonna be me no matter what. So I'm gonna be happy. You're happy. It's a win-win. So I don't mind the trolls. The trolls be trolling. Um, it's got the budget producer creation. Susie says that's pretty. Yeah, I really like my view, and like it relaxes me sitting by, you know, this view, and the traffic sounds aren't too bad, and they're kind of soothing too. It's, you know, it's just like a distant hum that I find relaxing. Scott says I found Elo. Elo is much cleaner. Also, yes, I've heard that too as well, and I do plan to visit Elo. It's going to be like as soon as I, you know, like it was costly to, you know, recently when I had to fly back to the States and then fly back here. You know, it was definitely not budget friendly. Um, but I'm going to save up money, and I plan on, you know, going down to Elo and uh, going to Rojas City and the Canadian Beaver with, uh, you know, see Mike. His channel is That Philippines Life. You guys should check him out. Go see James and Karen um, in Aklan, which is, you know, on the same island, and their channel is James and Karen Adventures. You guys should check that out. And then uh, from there, I'll probably uh, go to Bacolod and see some people there, and then come back home. But that's kind of my outline for the trip that I want to take within the next couple months. You know, make a whirlwind tour, meeting people, and you know, experience other places in the Philippines. So you guys stay tuned for those videos. Um, Ronald Stevens said, I saw the negative comments on your budget video. I more admired your positive responses to the naysayers. Besides, your budget video brings us up to date on the most current expenses. Thanks. Yeah, no, and that's true. I mean, you know, I'm not going to make a budget video like every 3 or 4 videos. Like, there is a lot of demand for that type of content. Like people are, you know, want to see that type of content, but I'm not going to do just like an overall budget video for the Philippines like every month or 2 months. I'll do once a year. I'll make an updated budget video, and then I might talk about costs on specific issues. Like, I might do a video more in depth on healthcare options and the costs of different options in the Philippines and what might be best for you, or something like that. But not an overall budget video for retiring in the Philippines, only once a year. Um, do, 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 do. Janet's got to jump out. I appreciate you, Janet. Yeah, I'll eventually get my moderators set up, and Scott, next time you are on, then or make a comment. I'll try and figure out how to make you a moderator. Scott says, "Bye, Janet." I'll be back. Got to use other cell. James, hey, from Louisiana. Hey, James. You guys don't know, James is my brother. Love you, brother. Does it rain a lot there? It really doesn't. It's supposed to be drizzling today, but I don't see it. It's still, a little bit kind of foggy up in the sky. Let me come back over to the window again, and let's see. We'll switch this view, but let's see. Go up here. So you can see like the sky is, you know, overcast, and um, you know it's like that sometimes in the morning, and it takes Okay, I see what happened. I must have hit that when I was trying to turn the camera around to show outside. I'll definitely have to keep that in mind. Can't hear you, no sound. You get my alert. Reading lips practice. Technical mute not intended. Sound check. Okay, okay. Okay, we gotta know. Having a good time. It's time for Herbert Bags. It's time from Ray. No sound. Okay. Okay, yeah. So we got the sound back. Yeah. Yeah. What happened is okay. So I'm filming right now. I'm filming in um, on my iPhone, and I've got it in selfie mode so that I can see and able, like, when a comment comes up, if I wanted to make a moderator, I could tap on it and do that. But whenever I got up to show like how cloudy it was, then it it um, my fingers are too big, and when I push the rotate from selfie to back camera, I must have also pushed the little microphone icon that muted me. So sorry about that. I'll, I'll get better with this whole live streaming stuff, and I'm gonna take you guys along to make another cup of coffee. This one actually weak, but we're gonna go make another cup of coffee, and I'll bring my other phone in here with me so that I can keep track of the comments on here. Okay. If you're into me, Scott says, Ray, your fingers aren't big. Your phone is just too small. So you need iPhone 16 Pro Max. Yeah, mine is the iPhone 16 Pro. I didn't get the Pro Max, but you know, I'm happy with it. I just need to. I had Twix already. Let me find a different flavor. That's Twix. Oh, here we go. We're gonna go. We're gonna go with nutty caramel. That's the coffee flavor that I'm gonna go with right now. And whatever. This. And I'm gonna have to close that again. What is? What? Add water. No, I got to get some water. Let's see. So I'm carrying my other phone around so I can keep track of the comments while I'm doing all this. Herbert says black coffee for me, no sugar, please. Man, I respect your coffee decision, but as for me, I take my coffee like I'm a 10-year-old boy, or well, I guess with my Hello Kitty cup, you could say a 10-year-old girl. I don't know, but I like mine milky and sweet. I mean, I got a big bag of gummy worms. That tells you all you need to know about my diet choices. Like I said, I eat like I'm a 10-year-old boy. I like I like uh, I like candy. uh, yeah, China. Janet says, Scott, I'm still Android. Any help? You know, Janet, I prefer Android for pretty much everything other than video quality, like recording video. So uh, let's see. Janet, Isa loves the Androids too. Ray, can you show us the condo setup, please? Well, I'll do my best. I'm not going to take my camera with me at the moment, but let's move laundry out of the way. So this is my dryer. Hang clothes up and let it dry. I'll have to get the camera to show you in the bathroom, but this is where the bathroom is. The closets are over here. I got shelving here. There's like a little desk. I'll after I finish making my coffee's done, I'll get the camera and try and get it filming without muting the sound, and give you a quick show around. It's kind of dirty right now. I got to clean up my gizzard mess from yesterday. But let me move this back. But yeah, I'll show you around the condo here shortly. Ray, do you go to the Beaver? I haven't been yet, Janet. I'm planning on going. Scott says my iPhone 16 Pro Max with a 1 terabyte storage. Yeah, was $15.99. Yeah, I didn't have the budget for that. Didn't have the budget for that, Scott. But maybe one day. I've got because I only have 128 gigabytes on this phone, which is definitely not the best for storage. But a lot of time when I'm recording, I've got the the little SSD thumb drive that's 512 megabytes. I have a terabyte drive that I had to leave back in the US that I'll get back eventually. And but yeah, let me talk and finish making my coffee here. I'll put all that in there. Get all of it. I'm just gonna make this super creamy. Get in there. Don't judge me. I like creamy sweet coffee. Oh, brown sugar, you make my coffee taste good. Yeah, brown sugar, like I knew you would. Yeah, I can tell that's gonna be creamy and good. Okay, I answered. I haven't been to the Beaver yet. I plan on going whenever I get to save up and able to take a little trip. Doctors, Jenna asks how close doctors are to you. Like I said, I can be in Manila in a couple hours. So my diet choices have changed to what Isa will let me eat. That's funny. Yeah, you know, I, don't get me wrong. I do like my sweets occasionally. Like if you know, I don't just constantly eat them. Like I eat fairly healthy, but whenever I want a snack or something that's a treat, like you you eat, to live, and that just reminds me I need to come over this way. Follow me over this way, guy. Come on. Where you at? There you go. It made me forget. I've been uh, taking my multivitamins every day, and I haven't taken my multivitamin today, so I need to do that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you know, you eat healthy for fuel, like to give you all the vitamins you need, and that sort of thing. But every once in a while, you want a treat, and for me, a treat isn't anything diet. No, you know, if you have to do things in moderation, but if you want something that's a treat, then it should be a treat. A treat isn't good for you, or else it would be, you know, what you eat every day. But it's not what you eat every day. It's a treat. So it's something that's not healthy for you. That's an indulgence. And if I'm going to indulge, like I indulge like I'm 10 years old. And my other phone was ringing. Okay. Herbert, no judging. Enjoy. Dunlang tayo sa Messiah. Um, I don't have an instant translation of that in my head, but hopefully my pronunciation was okay. I've been trying to learn, uh, not only learn Tagalog, but try to make my pronunciation sound right, so people don't laugh at me. uh, no judging, enjoy. Okay. Scott, how much from China? Scott, I take a lot of videos, so I need the storage. Janet, you would have to ask Eyes about the cost from China. I like Cream and Splenda. Ray, to use the VA for healthcare. Yes and no. Yes and no. I use the VA for healthcare. Uh, I have a VA disability, and so the VA clinic in Manila will see me for any of the issues that's covered uh, in my VA disability, the service related conditions. Um, and then when I was in the States, I used the VA almost primarily for all of my health care. I haven't, and you can uh, you can pay for health care and then file. It's a foreign. I forget the program, but you can file for reimbursement from the VA. But eventually, I'll get private healthcare insurance and all of that. To have even more coverage, and not have to worry about you know paying up front and filing a claim and all of that. Herbert, yeah, okay, that's correct. It means be happy. Susie says, "Have a great morning. Love you. It's nighttime here." Yeah, I know, sis. You're probably ready to head to bed. You're ready to go lay in bed and watch Everybody Loves Raymond. It's at least 8 p.m. there. So, James and Karen Adventures. Wow, congratulations, Ray. You got more than 4,000 in your last video. Yeah, I, I, I'm assuming by the tone that's James and not Karen, because there wasn't any anos in that sentence. And you guys, anybody that's not James and Karen, if you're not following James and Karen, make sure and check out their videos and subscribe to their channel. But yeah, James, like it, I'm doing this live stream, like I said, mainly to keep from constantly looking at, you know, every update because I was a little bit obsessed there. Um, but yeah, I'm more than doubled my subscribers, and of course, with just the views that one video has gotten more views than probably would maybe even including my shorts with you know all of my videos combined. So it's definitely been a blessing. It's I've got to interact with a lot of new people, and um, it's been exciting. Like you know, it's funny. It wouldn't be exciting for someone that already has you know 5,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, or it's just another video. But just starting out, um, yeah, it's been exciting for me. You know, I I always say like I would do this even if no one watched, but I'm not gonna lie, it gives you a sense of pride when you create something that other people enjoy. So I definitely don't want to be a prideful person, but having having a sense of self-worth when things that you do positively impact other people, like it feels good. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Let's look and see what other comment need to Scott says all my major stuff is service connected. Yeah, that's good. I need like I actually have an appeal with the VA for my hearing, which is weird. Like they, uh, I because when I did my initial claim, I didn't put in for uh, tinnitus, which is like ringing in the ears, and I always have it. To me, it's not so much a ringing, but it's like a background. Uh, I don't want to say hum because it's more high pitched, but kind of like if you're in the country and like the crickets chirping, except the chirping isn't like chirp chirp chirp. It's just one long chirp, and that's always like in the background of my hearing. And but long story short, I didn't apply for that when I first applied for my disability, and then when I tried to add it, and then I got declined, and in the letter it said that they can link the exposure to the military, and the testing showed that I have the condition. And I'm thinking, well, if you can link it to service connected and I have it, then why am I not getting it? So anyway, I'm in the appeal process for that right now. Um, yeah, Scott. Foreign medical program. That's what I couldn't think of for filing claims. Good night, Susie. Uh, with the new rules for filming in the Philippines, the channels like yours, mine, and Isa's James Karen will do well. Yeah, there is a lot of content where you're filming, uh, in a set place, or even whenever I go walk around and I'm filming, um, I'm mindful of people because, you know, I'm, I'm mainly focused on, you know, my experience and, helpful comments I can give to other people and showing the scenery around me. And, the people that are, I guess, more focused on, doing interviews and stuff, then, yeah, that might affect them more than it's going to affect us because I'm just, you know, trying to give advice and share my life and connect with people. And so, I don't, I haven't had to make any there. Whenever I did a video, I'm stuttering here. I did a video a few days ago about, where I walked around the green area of my complex, and in the video, I'm interacting with people. And what you don't see is, uh, as I'm coming out of my condo and turning the view back to the street, there was a couple of girls there, ladies, that were, you know, doing taking pictures of each other uh, what as I'm walking by filming, like I can tell that they're, and I said, hey, you said you're not gonna. I said, if you don't want to be on the video, you're not going to be on the video. Don't worry about it. And they're like, yeah, no, we don't want to be on the video. I'm like, okay, that's no problem. And then of course what you see in the video is, it just cuts and then it cuts back to me, front facing talking to the camera. So I mean, it's not hard to respect people and keep people out of the video that don't want to be in the video. And anyway, I'm rambling about that. I did a whole video about it. If you haven't watched it, check it out. Let's see. And then Sarah B says, hey, Uncle Ray. Uh, just so you know, YouTube, entire world that's watching, Sarah is a dork. I love her immensely, but she's a dork. she, uh, you ought to watch her. I think Sarah, are you mostly on TikTok? I don't know, but Sarah sings and like she's really talented. James got to go watching TV with wife. All right, have a good evening, brother, and I appreciate you stopping by and watching. I'll talk to you soon. Scott, I have tinnitus to the extreme. That was my first claim. Yeah, and yeah, I be, I think because I'm like paying attention and talking about it, like it's more prevalent, if that makes sense. Like going through the normal day when I'm not focused on it, I guess you kind of get used to it and kind of tune it out, if that makes sense. But yeah, I should have made it one of my claims, but like I said, I wasn't. It wasn't it wasn't like seriously negatively affecting my life, and I was kind of, you know, it took me a long time to make a claim because it's like, well, there's people that's more needy than me. I don't need to make a claim and all that. And my dad and my brother that both retired and have uh, disability, kept on me saying you need to, you know, file the claims, and they finally convinced me because I, anyway, I'm not going to go into. I just especially whenever I was working, like I didn't feel the need to like file claims. But then I got where like I couldn't work anymore, especially not HVAC. Like I did air conditioning and mostly commercial. So like climbing ladders on top of restaurant roofs and stuff like that. Like I couldn't physically do it anymore. And anyway, that's all a whole another story. Let me get back to the comments. Um, oh, but yeah, am I lagging? What's going on? What's going on? I think I'm lagging. Something simple. Good morning, Mike. You guys check out something simple. Something Simple's channel. I think I'm still lagging. You guys let me know. I don't know if it's me or what's going on. Oh, okay. I can. I think it's just my phone here. Let's see. Oh, add as moderator. Okay. I all right, Scott. I just added you as a moderator. It's kind of hard for me to uh, to add moderators on my phone like this, and I'm still, I guess, lagging on my other phone where I'm trying to keep up with the comments. And it's I got like a little circle going around and around, and uh, like I'm not getting updated comments. But yeah, I put in for tinnitus after the fact, and normally that's, and I don't want this to sound weird, but that's like a gimme with the VA. It's like, you know, anybody that files a claim in the VA for tinnitus, like normally is going to get 10% just automatically. So it's, to me, it's not about the money. It helps, but um, you know, I'm able to live comfortably on what I get, and that's enough for me. Uh, and let me see if I can restart this phone. Maybe that'll help. So I am, just so you know. Let's see. How do you turn this phone off? Just so you know, where are we at? All right. So I'm going to restart that phone. If oh, the comments are going too fast. So yeah, I think what I'll do is Janet was wanting a condo tour. So what I'll do is I will, while I'm waiting for my other phone to reconnect, then of course I've already showed you guys the view out of my window here. It's like basically like a big sliding glass door, and has this safety rail so I don't fall out the window. And then we will pan around my little kitchen area. I need to refill. I got, my bottles, and I still got a mess over here from making gizzards, and then got all my spices and stuff up there. What's up in here? Oh, we got beans and macaroni and cheese and tea. I you know, oh, this is my temperature gun for checking temperatures. But yeah, I got my Louisiana tea, and then more mess. Refrigerator. Gotta clean and do dishes. I still got a pancake here that I haven't ate because I still haven't really hungry this morning. Of course, little fan going in here. The air con hardly ever gets used. My messy bed, I haven't made up. My coffee station. Then the internet, my Nintendo Switch that I haven't played it one time, but TV, and then this is the like a little this is where I do my makeup. just kidding. But little desk here, my closet. This is all my medicine. BC powder, very important. I get headaches. Got some Aleve. Got all the smell good. We got some Aqua de Gio, some Polo, some what is it? Oh, this is a Dolce and Gabbana light blue. So you got to have the smell good. Let's see. Go in the bathroom. Turn on there. We got, of course, toilet and bum gun. And turn around here. This way, this way, this way. There we go. Sink, toothbrush, etc. Shower. You got hot water. Like, all right, let me switch this back. All right. And I didn't mute myself this time. All right, I gotta be aware of that from now on. But yeah, okay, Janet, that's the grand tour. Wait, get that back up. All right, you follow me? There you go, buddy. All right, I'm hands free again. And let's see if this phone restarted, and see if I can go back to replying to comments in the chat. But yeah, it's my place is pretty simple, and I like it that way. I'm I don't need like a luxurious place because I hopefully I don't spend the majority of my day inside. Let's see, okay, I think I got the chat back up. Let me go in the comments and see what I've missed. Those Dr. Moran, oh boy, 13 tears. Scott says, if I can help with the VA stuff, just let me know. I did all the claims myself and got to 90%. That's awesome, Scott. Yeah, I'm at 80% right now. Something simple. That's Michael. Your condo apartment reminds me of my studio at the marina when I lived in Dumaguete. Yeah, no, I like this setup. Like, I've said before, like, even if I could, afford more, I wouldn't. Like, if I started making like double my income, then not really anything in my life would change other than maybe traveling more often. So Janet Karen, I will tell Jane's mom, Janet, this is Karen. Hey, Karen. I thought it was. Wait, I thought whenever. I think did James comment first and then you took the phone away from him, Karen? But hey, Karen. Karen, did you find your lipstick? I think that's a running joke over there. I don't even know if I saw necessarily the episode. Maybe it was a video they're talking about where I'm assuming that James got blamed for stealing Karen's lip. I don't know. I don't know what happened over there with the lipstick. I just know it's a running joke. Michael, my friends said my studio kind of reminded them of their guinea pig cage. Well, as long as you're a happy guinea pig, then other people's opinions don't matter. Hello, Scott and Mom Janet. I hope you're doing well. Awesome. Scott, I can't still find. Michael says, yes, Ray, I don't live in the Philippines to live in my apartment. I am rarely in my apartment and prefer to be outdoors. I couldn't agree more. Like, especially here where the weather is nice. I'm not saying the weather's not nice other places, but not nice for me. I don't do well in heat for long periods of time. And, if I did live in other places, then I would probably be shuttling from, air conditioned condo to air conditioned mall or something like it. Wouldn't be the kind of outdoor life that I would like to have that, I enjoy here, going out and trying to walk more because, that it, I've said it before, like after about 10 minutes of walking, like my whole right leg goes numb. And if you watch the video of me walking around my condo complex, you can tell by the end of the video that I'm limping. And I want to get, more healthy and move around more. Eden's Tokyo Life, stunningly beautiful Tagaytay video view from your condo. Thanks, Eden's Tokyo Life. Let me I can't do it from this phone, I guess. Am I not a moderator on my own channel? I'm gonna give me okay. I figured out it's hard to, but now I'm a moderator, so I should be able to. Yeah. So, Eden's Tokyo Life, I just subscribed to your channel. I appreciate you stopping by and showing me support and commenting. Let's see. Something, Michael, I prefer something simple when it comes to my living accommodations. Bed, shower, and aircon in bedroom for when I sleep. That's all I need. Give me the outdoor warm and sunshine. Simple equals happy. That's awesome. Eden's Tokyo Life says, "Oh, thank you. Yeah, you guys, I always, subscribe to anybody that has a YouTube channel that is, giving their time to spend time with me, support me. Like I'm always, going to show that love back to support the channels, to give my time, you know, for people that are here for me. Like I'm going to be here for you, and uh, so need what I'm trying to say is Eden's Tokyo Life. I'm definitely gonna, when I'm not doing a live stream, I'm gonna check your channel out and see what kind of content you're making, and like and comment, and support you the way you're showing support to me. And I don't know. I think I'm caught up with the chat, and so I think I'm gonna go. So, I better bring my phone with me just in case it gets some comments while I'm over here. Uh, I don't I don't know. I'm gonna smoke. Y'all don't. I, I know it's not good, and I'm gonna quit again. I promise. I am. But uh, but how is the sound? What I'm using the Lark M2 wireless microphone. Uh, I think that it does pretty well. You know, so if any of the content creators that are watching and are looking for, you know, something that's, affordable and gives pretty good sound, I think I would recommend the Lark M2s, because they've been working pretty well for me, and they got a good magnet. Um, like this one is connected to my shirt, and there's just like a very small little magnet. It connects together, and you know it's probably not going to be jogging or anything, but like I don't worry about it falling off uh, while I'm moving around or anything. The magnet works really well. So uh, so if you're looking for any kind of wireless audio, then yeah, I like these. Sounds just fine. It's good here. Yeah, I was, uh, just like I said, checking on uh, checking on how it does whenever I'm moving around. Um, okay. Uh, Michael says I have the DJI mini mics. They have clip or magnet option as well. Very happy with them. Yeah, I was. That's what I was looking at, Michael. I looked at, because I wanted to get, kind of name brand. Like, uh, I have a I have a thing where, like, if I start thinking that I want to buy something, I'll go down a rabbit hole doing research, um, reading reviews, finding out what's the best brands, and then comparing them side by side. Like I go deep dive into anything that I buy, and the DJI and the Lark were looked like they were getting pretty similar, but the Lark was a little bit cheaper than the DJI, and hey, I'm on a budget, so I went with the slightly cheaper option, and it's been working well for me. Let's see. Charging case 2, which I like, and many hours of charge. Yeah, same thing with the Lark. Uh, I think the cigarette has went out because I haven't been smoking it, and that's probably a good thing. So, yeah, let me go over here. Uh, But yeah, this is the case for the Lark, and so I have my other uh, mic in there. It comes with two, and I don't know when the last time I charged this, but it's still got almost a full charge. Like I'll use it and then put it back in the charging case, and I haven't had to plug that charging case in for a long time. So yeah, they have, you know, using them, they have really long life, and then the charging case stays charged for a long time and recharges them. Um, and of course, I'm using it's the Insta 360 Flow 2 for the gimbal for the iPhone, and I've got a MagSafe uh, connector that goes on the back of my phone, and I just click it into the gimbal, and it automatically comes up and starts where it's been awesome. Like I highly recommend the Insta 360, even though it freaks out every once in a while, and and I talk to it like the robot arm in Iron Man, but you know, all things considered, like it does a good job when I want to free up my hands and move around and have the camera follow me. Like you know, it's been good in that respect. Whatever works for you, Ray. Thank you. Yeah. JB, good morning. Good morning. They work, sound normal, and that's all that matters. Michael says, I think they all freak out from time to time. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the gimbal, but like I said, and that was what this video was to begin with, was keeping a positive attitude about everything. And you know I could, if I had a like a negative mindset, you know I would be like, when the gimbal isn't doing what it's supposed to do, I would be cursing at it and you know throwing stuff, and like, there's no reason to get upset. Like, I'd laugh about it, and just have fun, and it's not all that serious. Uh, and there's things, there's negative things that some people talk about in the Philippines, and like, I I'm never gonna be that type of person. And the reason why is because, like, if I'm spending my energy focused on things that I don't like, then that is less time and energy I have to focus on things that bring me joy, that bring me happiness. And I'm not telling anybody what to do, but if you're not living your life actively looking for things that make you happy, then in my opinion, you're living your life wrong. You should always be actively looking for ways to make you happy, to make you enjoy life, and to bring happiness to other people. And to me, that's just the key to living. Is you know let's see, they got some comments going on happening, and they want to be I choose to focus on positive and happy things here in the Philippines. Actually, the happiness comes naturally here. I am here because it makes me happy. That's right. Like, you know, uh, I really think that, once someone moves to the Philippines, or, I mean, gets out of whatever environment they were shaped in and put it in an environment where they basically have to basically just learn to be who they are to interact with this new environment. And it's freeing. It's freedom to, it's like, okay, um, I don't have any expectations of what I need to do in this situation or that situation. I can just focus on, well, who do I want to be? And how do I want to approach life? And let me just do that. And, you know, that makes a lot of stress of expectations and everything go away, and allows you to just relax and, you know, be who you are, be who you're meant to be, and, enjoy your life. And if you are enjoying your life, then people around you are going to enjoy their life more too. You don't want to be a negative sinkhole of energy that pulls happiness away from every environment you walk into. Like, don't be that. Don't be that guy. You know, try and light up a room, not because you want to be the center of attention or uh, anything. Just go in and give positive energy to everybody and receive positive energy back. Like, um, it's, to me, it's the only way to live life. Is well, where are we saying? So, I'm sorry. Scott has to run. See you later, Scott. JB, that's it. I knew you'll have a positive mindset, Janet. That's awesome. It's always good to stay positive, Janet. RG, make it. Why? Why? X, I don't know. I don't know who says you know more, you or me. Yeah, that's just the way it is, Michael. I, for those that don't know, I joked with, oh, what is this? I joked with Michael about making a drinking game out of people watching our videos. It's like you have to take a shot every time we say because I do the same thing. It's just how I talk. It's just how I talk. Why does this thing keep blinking at me? Why are you blinking at me over there? Wait, did it stop recording? What are you doing? Okay, no, it's still recording, but my gimbal is blinking at me for some reason. JB, the view from your balcony is awesome, Ray. Man, I agree. I was saying earlier, like, to me, it's just peaceful sitting here and enjoying the cool breeze. Michael, it's an American thing and who we are. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I am more I am more conscious of it whenever I guess I have a script and I'm trying to present information that's informative. But like, if I'm at ease and not conscious of what I'm saying, then that's just what's going to happen. I'm just going to say and you know. Michael, we are genuine, that's for sure. That is definitely for sure. I don't try to be anything that I'm not. I always say, always be exactly who you are, and you're going to naturally attract the people that are supposed to be in your life. And I naturally can see. JB says that couch is perfectly placed as well to take advantage of the balcony view and breeze. Yeah, it's uh, well, you saw like the condo. There's like a glass partition, and this area is basically just couch and table, and then my little kitchen area. Little burner and sink and refrigerator, microwave, and that's all I need. I mean, I normally don't sit in here often, other than maybe sit and drink a cup of coffee and now do live streams. And then what I do, like when I'm making a video, like I generate a script, and then so guys, how want to know how much effort I put into these videos. I handwrite every piece of dialogue out because it helps me to remember what I'm saying, because not just like practicing reading and talking, but actually writing it out while I'm saying it gives more connections in the brain to remember. Anyway, I definitely put in the effort when I'm trying to, like I said, be informative and give someone information. Like I don't want to be stumbling over my words and saying, and looking up into space. I do that a lot when whenever I'm just talking about something, because I'm trying to find my words and the atmosphere that is going to let me say what I'm trying to convey. So, oh, look at that. My belly looking big. And okay. RG, make it. We know. Yeah. I try to be conscious of it, but then I'm not being me, so I will continue just being me. That's the way to do it. Like people like, if I'm doing, just like this, informal, just talking from the top of my head, you're gonna hear, you're just gonna hear it, and and that's like that's not gonna change. Gina and Scott. Anybody that's not subscribed to Gina and Scott, go check out their channel. Gina and Scott, Mama Janet, good day. Blog, good morning, Sir Ray. Good morning, Gina. I think I was watching like one of your dancing videos this morning. JB, that's the sausage and gizzards, Ray. Yeah. Oh, when I was making gizzards, yeah, I got. Let me show you what I got here. Let me show you what I got. I still got a lot left. Got the gizzards in there. They're good cold. But yesterday, yeah, I got. I don't know if you can see my black eyed peas. But yesterday, that's what I had for supper. I had some black-eyed peas and gizzards. Because, like I said in James and Karen's live stream, I don't know how well it comes across in text, but what I said was, you know, you can take me out of the country. I'm out of the U.S. I'm in the Philippines, but you can't take the country out of me. I'm from the South. I like Southern things. That's not going to change. You know, I can adapt to a lot of stuff in, the Philippines and respect Philippine culture, but my taste buds aren't built for Filipino food. There's things that I like. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I dislike all Filipino food, but one thing, and this is true for any Asian cuisine. Like, I have never really liked soy sauce. Just don't like it. And so anything that's made, with a lot of soy sauce, it doesn't suit my palate. I like a little bit spicy. I don't know, Cajun, Cajun and down home and Italian are kind of the color wheel of my palate. Because when I was a kid, for a couple years, when I was like 12 to almost 14, I lived in Italy, and it completely ruined me experiencing Italian food anywhere else. So, I make my own Italian food because, not trying to brag, but I feel like I know what it's supposed to taste like. And, I make my own sauce, and I like to put zucchini in my sauce. I'll saute the onions and zucchini and garlic. It's kind of like the base of my sauce, and then add in the tomatoes and let the aromatics infuse the tomatoes with the flavor. Like, I slow cook everything. Like, if I'm cooking for you, I'm never going to be like whipping up something at spur of the moment. Like, it takes planning and time whenever I cook, for the most part. Like, even just frying up some gizzards, like it took me way longer than it would take probably 90% of the world to make gizzards, because I do them in like small batches. I might only be frying, 6 gizzards at a time, because, you put too many gizzards into the oil, it's going to cool down the oil. They're not going to fry right. So, I cook small batches, and it takes me a while to get a pile, because, as I'm taking batches out and putting new batches in, I'm snacking on the batches. Like, whenever I cook, I'm normally full by the time I'm done cooking, because, I'm constantly tasting, and and so I've already eaten by the time I'm done cooking. And let's see where we're at on the comments. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I jumped down. Michael, catch up with you again, my friend. Keep doing your thing, Ray. God bless you. God bless you, Michael. I'll see you at another time. But let me go back up. And Gina says, "Thank you, Sir Ray. Enjoy every single day in the Philippines." Thanks, Gina. I definitely will. Uh, I am silly girl. Sorry. No, don't be sorry. Like you know, I am goofy and silly too. There's no need. I mean, just be who you are and enjoy. If you enjoy who you are, then that makes me happy. Like, uh, did you try balut surrey? No. Um, I have not tried balut. Uh, Maybe one day I will. But here's the thing, okay? My Before coming to the Philippines, like my experience with balut was in two places. Um, it was a challenge on Fear Factor and on Survivor. And any food that is made to be a challenge for contestants, it doesn't yell to me, "Hey, that's something I want to put in my mouth." It's so I had heard about balut before ever coming to the Philippines, and that whole concept is stuck in my head. And but like I said, one day I'll try it just because that's the type of person that I am. I'm not gonna say uh, I don't like something without trying it. So I'm fearful. Let's see. Gina and also Tahoe. Tahoe is yummy. Uh, I I might have tried it. I don't know. I've tried so many things, and I might not have known what it was whenever I put it in my mouth, but uh, I will look for it. And I know it's like Tahoe, and then like a breakfast dish, like this the street vendors normally serve. I can't remember. Anyway, that would probably be okay for me. I think I know what. Let's see, man, so many people doing live stream saying I'm lucky I have three phones. Yeah, I'll probably end this live stream before too much longer, and go find uh, another live stream because I'm using my other phone to keep up with the chats for here. Uh, Janet says pancit is delicious. I like pancit, but I don't really like. I think I don't know if I'm right. Like, is pancit Canton like with the bigger noodles? I think I like the bigger noodles than like the really thin noodles. Like I don't know. I think it's a texture thing with me. I like the thicker noodles. Uh, uh, but yeah, pancit's okay. Um, let's see. Always take care, mom and dinner. Bless you. JB owned three cells as well. Sorts my life out. Yeah, I also have three cell phones. I've got this phone, which is basically like my US contact phone for banking or anything like that. I have all my passwords on it, and it stays in the condo. Uh, and then I, of course, I got the phone that I'm recording or you know using the video for, which is my iPhone, because the video quality, and it's pretty much just used for like doing video. And then my Filipino phone that is used for getting calls from Lazada to let me know I need to come pick up a delivery, or ordering water to be delivered, or whatever I need to do, as far as communicating in the Philippines. So that's my three phone situation. Da, 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 da. Do, do, do. JB says that's good. You adapt, Ray, even though you don't like soy sauce. Yeah, I mean, it's it's just that as far as taste buds go, like I would be the same way if like I was living in, you know, the US in say, you know, California or, you know, uh, well, I use California as an example. Like, even if I was living in California, I don't think that I would be going out and getting fish tacos and avocado toast and all, like I would still be eating Southern cooking because that's what I like, and uh, and I don't think that's going to change. So it's not so much indictment on, you know, Filipino food. It's just, you know, my taste buds are what they are. You know, they've had 56 years to develop, and uh, it's kind of hard for me to change what flavor profiles that I enjoy. Uh, Dishes that I like in the Philippines that are my favorite. I like bulalo, which is, you know, here in Tagaytay is all over the place, and it's like a a, a beefy broth made with like uh, the bone marrow, like it's cooked for like a long time, and it's got like a deep unctuous flavor, like a deep uh, beefy profile. And then of course the meat's really tender because it's cooked for so long with cabbage and other vegetables in there. But I really like bulalo, and I like oh what my mind just went blank. Um, what I mean, I like lumpia. Lumpia, like you have to like lumpia. And what I'm trying to think. My mind's going blank. Oh, I like sisig with, you know, pork sisig. I like, and you know, if you told somebody, it's like, oh, sisig's made with, you know, parts of the pig face and everything. They'd probably, oh, I don't want any of that. But you know, if you just have a plate put in front of you with, you know, sisig and with the rice and egg and eat it, sizzling pork sisig. It's just delicious. I like it. And, you know, honestly, from Louisiana, like we'll eat anything. You know, the I always used to joke, you know, like in Florida, in the Everglades, they always, you know, have reports of like an alligator coming up in someone's swimming pool or, you know, eating a poodle or whatever. You never hear those reports from Louisiana because, you know, we got an alligator come up in our yard, we're going to eat that joker. And I don't know, maybe they go back and tell their friend, what happened to Bob? Well, I don't know. He went over that way and didn't come back. We shouldn't go over that way. So I think that's why you don't have alligator infestation problems in Louisiana because, like I said, we'll eat them jokers. It's good too. If you've never had alligator tail, man, that's some good eating. It's like alligator tail tastes like if a chicken and a fish had sex and made a baby, it would taste like alligator tail. It's it's very tender. And anyway, uh, how did I get off on alligator tail? Oh, I love frog leg. Man, I was in the province and there was these huge frogs, and they were telling me it was poisonous. It made me sad because Like they looked like they had some delicious legs. I was wanting to eat some frog. I love frog legs. So I guess what my point was, I was talking about sisig. Like in Louisiana, like no, I'm not a picky eater. I'll eat anything if it's flavored up right. But I like sisig. I'm trying to think what that dish is. Lomi. I like lomi. But the only thing with the lomi is sometimes they'll put like liver in the lomi. I don't like liver. No kind of liver. I don't like chicken liver, beef liver, pork liver, any kind of liver. Don't like it. It Not for me. But I do like lomi, and I just have to be careful to make sure that I don't take a bite of the liver if that's in there. Okay, let me catch up. Where are we at here? Who has one phone these days? Yes, Sir Ray, you're right. I don't know what I'm right about, but thanks for telling me I'm right. Who likes poppy soda? I don't know if I've ever had poppy soda. Is it any good, Janet? Uh, there's no soy sauce in Balut, Ray. You can go ahead and try. Oh, good. Yeah, I will. I will honestly try Balut at some point. Gina says you have two kinds of Balut. Balut Pinoy is just like egg, no chicks inside, and the other one have chicks. Okay, well, I would, yeah, I would probably maybe whenever I'm visiting, when I'm visiting James and Karen, uh, we can do a collaborative video. And I don't know if James has tried Balut yet. I know that was been a running joke, but maybe me and James can try Balut at the same time. I just don't want any beak in mine. I want Balut hold the beak. Talking Janet talking JB. Pancit is rice noodle. Yes, I know, but they have some pancit that's like a bigger noodle. Uh, JB, okay, Janet. Let me catch up. Be right back, Sir Ray, Mama Janet, and everyone. See you around. See you whenever, Janet. Appreciate you stopping by. Do JB. We are all just a puppet of the one above, Janet. Well, I don't know about being a puppet. Like, I don't want to go into large religious discussion, but you know, just a quick view in on my like God created my belief. God created us for no other reason than to love Him, and He gave us free will so that love actually means something. If if He created us as robots that were forced to love and worship Him, then it wouldn't have meaning. So no, we're not. We're not puppets. Like we can choose what we do in regards to our life, our regards to our relationship with God. Definitely not puppets. But you know, we definitely should be, subservient to God and respect His will in our lives. And I'm going to finish talking about that for now. Uh, let's see. Ronald Stevens says, I am not that familiar with ordering through Lazada. Where do they deliver to if not to your door? No, they Lazada delivers, right to your door. The thing is, I'm in a condo, uh, and it's has security, which is awesome. So the delivery person can't just walk in and come up to my uh, my condo door, willy nilly. They have to call me, I have to go down to the lobby and then get my package there. Um, so it might be a little bit of inconvenience, but I know that just random people aren't just walking around through the condo complex, so that's a good thing. Let's see where we're at. JB, the camera is on point, really follows even small movements. Yeah, no, I love my little robot cameraman over there. Love you, guy. I talk to it every once in a while. As like I keep saying, there's the whole Iron Man thing with the robot arm that shoots them with the fire extinguisher and everything. Like that's what my little guy here is to me. He's like my little assistant, but he goes off on a tangent every once in a while. I don't turn on mod. I back your decision. What? I don't know. I think you're. JB, I think you've been a mod long enough to know what you're doing, Janet. I don't know what. Anyway, prebiotic soda is nasty but healthy, so I'll take it. Yeah, I mean it's always good to do things that are, healthy for you. I've I've been taking a daily multivitamin, and that just reminded me I also something I need to do, because the VA told me when all my testing that I was low in potassium and vitamin D. So I try and eat a banana every day and get outside. So along with my multivitamin, I try to incorporate. And man, I love bananas in the Philippines. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I never liked bananas growing up, not even a little bit. And I think it was, a lot of the bananas like in the U.S., they're sprayed with pesticides and all that. I don't know what it is that they do to the bananas, but they always leave like a waxy film on the roof of your mouth or something like that, and they weren't really that sweet to me. But bananas in the Philippines, like I don't know, I like them, and so that's one way my taste buds have changed. I actually enjoy bananas now. Before, I just like artificial banana flavoring, like Laffy Taffy, something like that, some fake banana flavor. But I like the real thing now. Let me say, get back to what was I doing? Frog legs good, tastes like chicken to me. I'm a gumbo maker. I love to make gumbo. It takes me forever, but why everyone like a shrimp po' boy? You say, yeah. I don't know. I mean, and honestly, um, I'm not a big shrimp fan. I like grilled shrimp, but just shrimp, like boiled shrimp. I mean, it had to have like a strong boiled spicy flavor. But to me, shrimp is bland. I compare it to vodka. When it comes to liquor, like to me, vodka is like the vanilla of alcohols. It doesn't really have any flavor on its own. You got to add something to it to make it have taste. And that's the way shrimp is with me. Like, just shrimp on its own, it doesn't really have a taste to me. It's just bland. Um, Like if you had, shrimp and then crawfish and tasted the two, you would never eat shrimp again. It was like, why would I eat shrimp if I can have crawfish? It's Anyway, that's my opinion. I'll eat shrimp, don't mind shrimp, but I've never once in my life thought, I'm craving some shrimp right now. I'll just eat it if it's in whatever I'm eating. Um, let's see. JB James refuses to try balut, so it will good challenge for both of you. Yeah, I'll get him to do it. Yeah, it's. I mean, I'll question his manhood, whatever it takes. We're gonna do it. Uh, JB, what's balut? Balut is like a fermented duck embryo, if I'm correct. Uh, Ray, we were talking about corporate structure, how it works. Oh, okay. Yeah, feel free to talk to each other in the chat while I'm rambling on about whatever I'm rambling on about, and I'll try and skip through and find the comments that are specifically directed towards me. Let's see. JB. Oh my. Janet says, oh my, I couldn't eat that. I couldn't eat deer meat. I kept thinking of Bambi, not for me. Man, you don't know what you're missing, Janet. Bambi is delicious. And even more delicious than Bambi is Rudolph. Like if you've never had reindeer, you are missing out. Like it's reindeer caribou, basically the same thing, but caribou. I lived in Canada for 4 years, up in Edmonton, and would go visit a place called. Oh, my mind just went blank. Why did my mind just go blank? Uh, anyway, it was. I'll think of it in a second. It was in the mountains, and they had this restaurant there. I think it was called like the Grizzly House Cafe, and and they had what was they called hot rock fondue, and they brought you out this super heated piece of, I guess, lava rock and like a garlic butter, and then you ordered, whatever meat you wanted, and it came in like thinly sliced, and you just put the garlic butter on the hot rock and threw your piece of meat, flipped it over, took about a minute and popped it in your mouth. Oh, it's so good. But I had caribou, and it was honestly the best steak I've ever had in my life. Any kind of steak, doesn't matter. I mean, I've had, high dollar steaks at fancy steak restaurants, but that thinly cut caribou with cooked on that garlic butter, that was the best tasting meat for a steak that I've ever had. So yeah, I'll eat Rudolph. He's delicious. Let's see where we're at. Thinking of me. Ronald Stevens says, thanks for the useful information and positive vibes, Ray. I'm out, but look forward to your next video. I'll enter live chat. I appreciate you stopping by. Ronald, excuse me. Ronald, have a great day. Rudolph, even better than Bambi. It is. Oh, man. I mean, I like deer meat, especially backstrap. Like, it's just tender and delicious, especially like if you soak it in like some buttermilk and then flour it up and flash fry it real quick. Like you don't want to fry anything too long. Like that's the problem a lot of people have with preparing meat. Like people that cook a pork chop. Like I think people are so worried about meat being undercooked that they overcompensate way too much. you know, if you get the internal temperature right, it's done. Like you don't need to cook it anymore. It's not, you know, once you get to a temperature that kills the bad germs and bacteria that could be in meat, once it's above that temperature, there's nothing in there that can hurt you. So if you want, you know, juicy, delicious meat, don't cook it too long. This coffee is way cold. Because I just been talking and not drinking coffee. And I think I'm pretty much caught up with my chat. And I think it's time to let you guys go. And, you know, I'll see you on the next one. I guess I'll just end the way I always do. Who dat? I love you all. Let's see. Oh, what are you doing? I guess I can't. I can't end the recording from there. I got to do it on here. Oh, stop moving.